moving towards note that linear span of S is always a subspace of V. This is a first note. In fact, it is the smallest subspace of V containing S, and this part we will see later on what to mean by smallest subspace of V containing S. So let us show that this L of S is a subspace first of all. So I will say we know, yes. Now in order to show L of S is a subspace of V, first of all we need to show it is non-empty. Now the question is how to show the set is non-empty, and I have already told you the trick. In order to show certain subspace is non-empty, because while proving it is a subspace actually, I mean certain set is given to you and the question is asked prove that it is a subspace, so we need to show it is non-empty, right? And in order to show that we always try for zero vector. Okay, so in this case, since this alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n all are scalars, so when will zero vector go and sit in this L of S? If we are able to write the zero vector as a linear combination of v1, v2 and vn, because what does L of S actually contain? It contains all finite linear combinations of this vector v1, v2 up to vn, and whether 0 is a linear combination of that n vectors or not, this is the question. If that happens, then we can say that 0 belongs to L of S, and actually we can do that. How? See here, as 0 can be written as, now if I choose my alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha n all to be 0, right? So what I will get here, 0 multiplied by v1 plus 0 multiplied by v2 plus so on plus 0 multiplied by vn, and you can see that I will get the 0 answer. So indirectly I am taking my values of alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha n to be 0. Okay, so you can choose these values of alpha, and as you choose the value of alpha you get a different element of L of S. As in the example here, if I take let us say value of alpha to be half, then I get half 0 which is already present. If I take value of alpha to be 2, I will get 2 0. Similarly you can choose any value of alpha. If I choose alpha to be 0, then what I will get? 0 comma 0, isn't it? And which is already present in L of S. Actually this was our first observation, right? In both the examples we get L of S to be x-axis and both are subspaces. There is a reason behind it, because in general actually L of S is always a subspace of V. So as we can do this, therefore 0 belongs to L of S and therefore L of S is non-empty. Okay, so no issues for subspace. I will say clearly no issues for subset. So I will say clearly L of S is a subset of V. Now moving towards the two conditions, I need two elements of L of S. I will call them as x and y. But note, how do elements of L of S look like? Yeah, this is the form. So let me pick two elements. So I will say let. Yes, so now we have to show that this x plus y belongs to L of S. So the question is how to show it. So what is the special property of elements of L of S? So L of S contains finite linear combinations of v1, v2 and vn. So if I am able to show this x plus y can be again written as the finite linear combination, this is called as finite linear combination of v1, v2, vn, right? So if I am able to do that, then we can say that x plus y belongs to L of S. So let us see whether we can do it or not. So I will consider x plus y, so which is equal to, now what I will do is I will simply add these two terms. As you can see that both contains v1, so that v1 can be taken out. So I can write it as alpha 1 plus beta 1 v1. Similarly for the second term plus. So have I succeeded in writing x plus y as a linear combination of v1, v2, vn? Just recall, what do you mean by linear combination of vectors? It is nothing but what? Linear combination of v1 and v2 means what? A real number multiplied by v1 plus real number multiplied by v2. Now what will be linear combination of three vectors v1, v2 and v3 plus again a real number multiplied by v3. Notation doesn't matter, you should only have a real number here. I can call it as some gamma, alpha, delta, anything, and you can see that the same thing is happening here. We are getting linear combination of what? The vectors v1, v2 and vn, and that is how our element of L of s look like. So therefore I can confidently say that this x plus y belongs to what? L of s, and therefore this L of s is closed under addition. Now we proceed ahead to show that L of s is closed under scalar multiplication. So in order to do it, we will need one scalar. I will call it as alpha and the element of L of s, and the notation we will use is the same as the notation that we have used for x. So let us start. So here again we have to show this alpha x belongs to L of s, and indirectly we have to show that this alpha x can be written as linear combination of v1, v2 up to vn. So let us start. I will say consider. So after substituting the values of x actually, and just I will put this alpha inside now, and you can see that this is again a linear combination of v1, v2 up to vn, thus it belongs to L of s, and therefore L of s is closed under scalar multiplication, and therefore L of s is a subspace of V. So we will stop here for today. In the next class we will see what do you mean by smallest subspace. Thank you. Have a nice day.